There, starting the morning off with a muted mic. Well, how are you? Happy Wednesday. It's hump day. Lauren Michaels Harris with you here today. I'm so excited and I just can't hide it. Today is a special day, which all of you most likely know about. If you don't, I don't know what rock you've been hiding under, but I'm about to tell you. Let me put my phone up here so I can watch the comments. I'm so excited about today, probably more today. Today's episode of Bathrobe Moments. Welcome. I think I'm more excited about this morning's episode than any episode ever in the past. First of all, we're breaking a record for Bathrobe Moments today with the most guests ever in one episode. It is a 90-minute special, so get yourself your coffee, get on the phone or your device and invite as many people as you can today because we're going down the road with some kids today from all over the country, some wonderful kids, 19 of them to be exact. Today's 19 has very little to do with the COVID-19, even though we're going to be talking about that, but the spotlight is on the number 19, wherein it pertains to our 19 youth ambassadors, which you're going to meet here starting in just a few minutes. But first of all, welcome to the show. Of course, like I said, I'm Loren Michaels Harris. Won't you help me welcome to the show my sidekick? She's here every day. Today's no exception. This is Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo. And we are just drinking some plain old Folgers coffee. Oh, Brian's in the kitchen. Yeah, honey, I'm out of flavored coffees. Just thought I'd drop that one. So anyway, but I'm back to the basics today. And that's where we're going with these 19 kids. Back to the basics. Kids will tell you like it is. They're not going to hold you up. And that's what we're looking forward to today as we live stream across Facebook, YouTube, Roku, Android, Apple TV, Periscope, and of course, from our home base out in Phoenix, Arizona, that's E360 Television Live. Also, hats off and a thank you to our sponsor for this week and this month, actually. It is symposium.us, where you can turn your conversation into tons of money. And that's the truth. You can turn it into currency. Get over and download the app today at Google Play or the App Store. Symposium.us. It allows you great opportunities to convert your viewers and followers into pay-per-viewers. I've done over 20 different things over there, and I've never been disappointed. Everything from masterminds, master classes, pay-per-view, experiences with my events, the Power of We Symposium, which I have the shirt on today, because today's episode is sponsored by not only Symposium.us, but the Power of We Symposium, and also all of our friends at E360 TV Live. So we had a tight schedule today. So I see the kids are coming in. The first group from the East Coast this morning. They range in ages 6 through 12. And we have 5 kids in group 1 from the East Coast. They're an hour ahead of us here in Chicago. So it's actually 8:34 on the East Coast. Welcome, everybody. Thank you, guys. Start your watch parties. Send it out. Let people know to get over here. It's going down in just a couple more minutes. We're going to get the kids in here in about 5 minutes, maybe even before, to get an early start. So our first group, and these names, woo! I have a new respect for teachers because, they have to learn the names of all their students on the first day. That's kind of what I feel like. Kids, I know you can hear me in the green room. So don't hate me if I butcher your name. Just correct me. I'm old and I'm going to have about 25,000 senior moments this morning. So I'm counting on you guys to keep me right. I'm really trying to sound this first one out, and it's the easiest looking of them all. Alina. Okay, I see you shaking your head. Oh, 1 for 1. Oh boy. Renea? Okay, she's shaking her head. No, that's 1 down. One up, 1 down. Jordan, I can do that. Michaela and Kylan. Okay. So they're hearing their names. They're all here. So what are we waiting for? I'm going to go ahead and get these 5 in here right now. Oh, because I'm using the good mic. It looks like this one I'm using, but I'm really using this for this. So my brand new mic, look at this. Just for today, I had to get this in here. But I can't use my mouse. It's useless because I had to unplug it to put that in. So I keep going over. Oof. So I have to actually click and add all of you guys. Get ready. If you got anything in your teeth or any crusties or boogers in your nose, you better get them out now because I'm getting ready to put you up on the screen for the entire world to see. And look, I'm probably the one with a book. Nope, clean today. I've done it before. There's Jordan. He's in the house, 13 years old. Oh, there's the name I could not. Now, why are you muted? Renee, unmute yourself. Are you mute? Oh, there you go. Okay. The one name I did get right. Ooh, liking that background. You must hook me up with your person. And there's our last, but oh, the brother sister team from North Carolina. Hi, kids. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Okay, I'm waiting to hear all the voices. Miss Ortiz, you haven't said a word.
Hi.
Okay, there we go. You do have vocal cords. I was just making sure because I did not bone up on my sign language today, and you scared me for a minute. So there. Oh, look at those earrings you have on, Michaela. I'm liking those. Did you borrow those from your mom? I knew because they look a little bit grown up. Okay. Hey, no worries. So listen.
This morning.
Now, Michaela, you know we can hear that, right? And get your camera right. Get your camera right. Okay, and get your brother in the picture. And then once you guys are both in the picture, hands off the camera. So because you're getting me seasick. I'm getting seasick. I'm old. So we're gonna go around the circle here really quickly and let you guys introduce yourselves to the world. Starting with Jordan. You're 13 years old. Where do you live? And what do you do for a living?
I live in Ridgewood, New Jersey, and I'm a student.
You're a student, okay? Yeah. And how many siblings do you have?
0.
So you're an only child.
Yes.
Oh, so you're spoiled rotten. That's a yes. Okay, girl with the 2 R's on the screen, whose name I already got wrong.
I'm Renaya.
Renaya, I knew that. Renaya, how are you?
I'm good.
How old are you?
I'm 13.
You're 13. Why did I have you down? Did you have a birthday since I last saw you? I have never seen you. So, okay. So you're 13 and you're in what grade?
7.
7th grade, and you live where?
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I bet that was a humdinger to learn in kindergarten how to spell. Philadelphia. How many letters in Philadelphia? Answer is too many. So there you go. Okay, good. Going straight down to, I don't know why I get stuck on your name because it's so easy. What is it?
Alina.
Alina. Okay, Alina. And you get the award for the best backdrop today because it looks like you're a professional television host. How are you? How old are you? And what grade are you in?
I'm good. I'm 12 years old in the 7th grade.
You're in the 7th grade, and you live where?
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Philadelphia as well. So you two are besties, right? Okay. Have you guys been on many of these FaceTimes or face-to-face things? A lot, huh?
Yes.
All the time? Okay, so you guys can work well together. And then last but not least, we have our brother-sister team over here. Is that lipstick on, Michaela? Did you put some lipstick on too? Girl, you're doing too much. I'm giving you 2 bell ringers for that. And Kylan, how are you? Kylan, I know I fixed it. I told you I'm old. How old? I mean, how are both of you?
Good.
Kylan, how old are you?
6.
You're 6, so you're in what grade? 8th?
No.
12th?
No.
Okay, what grade?
First grade.
Almost in 1st grade. And Michaela, how old are you?
I'm 8.
No, you're 8, and you're in what grade?
3rd.
3rd. Now, I heard a little rumor. I'm just going to put this up on the screen. I heard a little rumor that in what year is it going to be? It's way in the future. I got to look in my notes here. Oh, I think it's in 2049 that Kylan is going to be running for president. That's what I heard. Because you got to be 35 years old minimum. So you're going to be old as dirt. Because is 35 old? I just got to ask you guys. How many of you, raise your hands, how many of you think 35 is old? Really? Okay, what about 57? Is that old? Why are you guys scared to answer that when you think I'm the one who's 57? Well, you're right. And it's kind of in between. So I'm old to you, but I'm young to a 90-year-old. So there you go. There's the bell on that one. So you guys, we know why we're here today. You guys are youth ambassadors from all over the country, and you're here today to talk to the world and let them know what's on your mind about this COVID-19 and how this pandemic and the quarantine has affected you. So I'm going to throw a question out there first for all of you, and I'm just going to take you around, then I'm going to hit you individually. We okay with that? Okay, so we're going to start with the ladies first. And so we're going to ask Renaya. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Okay, what is the thing that you miss the most about your life? That what is can be an activity, it could be a person, it could be a class. What is the thing that you miss the most since you've been quarantined?
So I'm a dancer, and I really miss going to dance class every week. So
Dance class every week. Okay. Same question for you, Alana. Say it again.
Alina.
Alina. I don't know what's wrong with my head today. Alina, same question.
I miss dance as well, and I miss my softball season because during all this, I got accepted on the softball team, and it got canceled because of everything. So I got to miss out on what I've been looking forward to all year.
Okay, that makes sense. All that work. And Michaela, what about you? What do you miss the most?
I do Girls on the Run, and I miss my mom coaching me.
You miss your mom's cooking?
No, coaching me because she coached me.
Oh, Girls on the Run. And what is Girls on the Run? Did she freeze on me? She did. We're gonna wait. They'll come back. Jordan, what about you? What do you miss the most?
I was in the middle of another basketball season, so I can't go to basketball anymore.
Yeah. Is it hard? Do you think it's harder for you being at home during this quarantine time as an only child? Would you rather have 16 or 17 other siblings running around the house right now?
Yeah, because I'm bored by myself.
You're bored by yourself, but you used to think it was pretty cool, right? To be the only kid getting all the Yeah, that backfired, didn't it? How's that working out for you? So what about how much time? Here's a question. Now, I hope that they go out and come back in. They froze up. Michaela and President Kylan. Yeah, they're going to come back in. Okay, good. So by a show of hands, now I'm going to ask you guys a real question. By a show of hands, and no one's judging you because I've done it, and I just want to know. During this quarantine time, have any of you in your secret spaces, in your room or wherever, kind of lost it and got a little teary, a little sad? Have you just had one of those days where it's like, you know what, I'm over this? Who's had that? Raise a hand. All of you. All of you. So now I'm going to ask you a question that is all about you. And I think I told some of you this yesterday when we kind of connected, maybe not. And I really do have that button back here, whether you believe it or not, that I can, no, I don't. Okay, but if I had a button where I could push it and make everybody in the world not able to talk, basically mute their mouths, but they had to listen, and they were listening to you for 2 minutes about what it is, what do you think this means for you? What would you like to see in the world after we're through this? And whatever you want to say about this pandemic and COVID, if it's something scary, if it's something motivating, if you had the world's attention for a couple minutes, what would you say to them? We're going to start with you, Jordan.
I'd say to them that it's all okay. We're all in this together, and it will be over eventually, but we have to all stay home for now.
We all have to stay home for now. And let me ask you this, Jordan, since you opened the door to it. Have you seen anything on the news about all these people that feel like it's time now? They're tired of being at home and open up our communities. We want to come back.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of stuff on the news.
Do you think we should open the communities back early or just wait it out and make sure we're safe first?
No, we should wait. We should
wait. Okay. Renaya, your turn. What do you want the world to know about your feelings and this pandemic?
I just feel like everybody should stay home and stay in quarantine instead of going out and seeing their friends for unnecessary reasons.
Yeah. Do you know any kids that have done that, like, gathered in the parks or are just disregarding the stay-at-home order? Or do you just see it pretty much on TV and most of your friends are abiding by it?
I just see it like mostly on TV and like when I look outside sometimes.
Is there anything about this experience that scares you?
Yeah, because it's moved, like, so many people are getting it very quickly, and it's just scary.
It's scary. Alina, what about you?
Um, I would tell the world that they need to stay inside and to abide by the rules, because a lot of people are getting it and spreading faster because they don't listen and they keep on leaving the house, and people are keep on telling them to stay, but they won't stay.
But they
So I
won't.
would tell them to stay home so that we all can get through this faster, because it's not going to go anywhere if we keep on leaving the house.
Exactly, exactly. Well, welcome back, Michaela and brother. Kyla, how are you? Oh, hi, Mom. Can they hear me? They don't seem like they can hear me, do they? Hi, I'm waving at you. I knew I should have learned sign language. Doggone it. Um, okay, maybe can you guys hear me? Their mom's working on that. While they're working on that, I want to ask you guys, has any now this might be a sensitive question by a show of hands. Michaela, I hear you whispering. Can you hear me? No, mom's working on it. How many of you actually have known or know someone who is contracted the virus, tested positive, or maybe even has passed away? Have any of your families lost anyone to this virus? Anyone? Raise your hand. Wow. So two of you, okay, we're going to start with you, ladies first. Alina, right? Did I say it right?
Yeah,
Alina, um, which one of those is it? Do you know someone? Did you know someone who passed away?
I know someone. I know someone who has it.
Who's tested positive? How are they doing?
My grandfather.
Is he in the
Doing.
hospital or at home?
He's in the hospital.
He's in the hospital. Okay. Is he in ICU or regular?
Regular.
Yay, good. That's what we want. So has it been how's that made you feel?
It feels scary because now that I know it's like closer to home, that like it really makes me like it opens my eyes up more that like actually getting really serious.
Yeah, yeah. So what's your grandpa's name so we can pray for him?
Mike.
Mike. Okay, everybody. Prayers going up for Grandpa Mike, right? We definitely want to do that. Jordan, what about you? You had some family members pass
Yeah, I
away?
know 4 people. So one was my grandma. She got it, and then she went back home and she recovered. So
She
she's
recovered. Yay.
and then my 2 uncles and aunt, they were in the hospital. Two were in the hospital and they passed away, and then one was doing fine until all of a sudden he passed out and passed away.
So out of the 4 people in your family, grandma recovered and 2 uncles and an aunt, or two aunts and an uncle.
No, 2 uncles and aunt.
2 uncles and an aunt. So 3 people in your family have passed away, lost their lives to this disease, to this virus. Wow. So how's that? I don't even know how to ask this question. What are you thinking right now as a kid? What I mean, that's crazy. That's a lot of people. Does it scare you?
Yeah, it scares me.
It scares you. So what do you think? What do you think we need to do to get this thing out of our lives faster? What do you think we really need to do, Jordan?
We really need to like stay home because some of them were at like a party and then I'm pretty sure it spread to them. So
Oh, okay.
but this
So
was before they knew like really about it, how much it was dangerous.
right, the word wasn't out yet to stay at home and all that, and so they were on the front end.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, my condolences and our love and prayers go out to you and your family. I can't imagine, but it just goes to show how strong you guys are. Now, let me ask you this next question, you guys, as a collective, as a group. Are you surprised that no one's asked kids about how they feel about this? Because a lot of these decisions, you guys have heard me say, the president and the CDC and the governors, you've seen the governor in your state, I'm assuming, on television. We do all the time, every day. And it's like they've got the hose filling up the swimming pool that all you kids are going to have to swim in. because it's your future. You know, we're old already. I think do you guys think it's important that kids have a say so as far as what temperature that water is going to be that you're going to be forced to swim around in? Yeah. So have you had the adults in your lives? Have they asked you, have people sat you down and said, how you feeling? Is everything okay? What's going through your head? Who's had that conversation with somebody? Let me see your hands. All of you. Good, good. And how do you think that's going? As far as in your family, do you feel, let me just ask you this. Do you feel like sometimes you're the adult? You know what I mean? Like you're more calm, or when you see adults doing crazy things, like, you know, there's been some pretty rude people. You know, have you experienced any of that where people are like scared to talk and they see you coming and they run the other way? What's the weirdest thing you've experienced since this has happened? Jordan, what's the weirdest thing you've seen or experienced that you just went, what the heck?
Yeah. I don't know how to answer this question, but like, so you mean weirdest thing? Like
something that made you go, what is going on? Well, you know, like when everybody was running to get toilet paper.
Oh yeah.
You know, and the store shelves were, you know, it's different today, isn't it, than it was a few weeks ago or a month ago, right?
Yeah.
Did you? I thought this will be over in a couple weeks and life will be back to normal, but here we are. Well, let me change the question. Here's what I really want to know. We have a few minutes left with you all. I want you to tell me, what kind of world would you? Hey, kids, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, guys, let me jump over and ask them a couple questions. I'm glad you're back. I wanted to ask you two, brother and sister, Michaela and Kylan, what do you think we need to do to get healthy and fix this thing so we can get back to regular life? What do you think we need to do?
I think the scientists and hospitals need more money to find a cure. So I was thinking about donating money to the scientists and hospitals.
Oh, you're going to donate some money to the scientists?
Yeah, to find out a cure.
To find a cure. I love that. I'm ringing the bell on that. What's that?
And the doctors.
And the doctors. Good for you. And sister Michaela, what do you say to that? That's a great answer, Kylan.
I think people should stop going outside and just stay in their homes and listen to the rules.
That seems to be the consensus here. Pretty unanimous, huh? That people need to just stay at home. Now, I find that really interesting that you kids get it, but then you see a bunch of adults going out. I saw on Facebook last night, one of my followers had a birthday party. There looked to be like 9 or 10 women. That's whooping it up and having a good time. Is that a smart decision, or is that maybe not so smart? No, shake your head if it's smart. Yes or no? No, it isn't, right? So let me just ask this. This is how we're going to wrap it up, you guys. I want to ask you this question, and I'm going to go around the circle and let each of you speak to it. Is there anything in this world that you have learned a new sense of appreciation for? Like maybe before this happened, you took it for granted, but now you've experienced how quickly things can be taken from us or held away from us. What have you learned about not taking things for granted, for appreciation or gratitude? Let's say gratitude. We'll start with the brother-sister team, Michaela and Kylan. What are you most grateful for?
That we have enough money and food.
You have enough money and food. Great answer. Michaela?
Well, my birthday is on Sunday, but I have to have a virtual birthday because with my friends, I'm having it on Zoom, so I'm grateful for that.
So you're grateful for being able to have a Zoom birthday, a virtual birthday. How old are you going to be?
9.
9. Happy birthday. Let's give a round of applause for Michaela. Yay, happy birthday. You're lucky, you everybody on the screen, that I didn't make us all sing like they do at Applebee's and stuff. Happy. I hate that. Anyway, Michaela, happy birthday to you. And great answers, you two. Happy that you have money and food. And let me just ask you, is your mom like the greatest teacher of all?
No. Sort of.
Okay, I know. I already knew that answer. So you guys, you miss your regular teachers?
Yes.
You do? Okay. Jordan,
Yeah.
what is the thing that you're most grateful for in this trying time known as COVID-19?
I'm grateful for family because, like, sometimes, they get this virus and you can't go to see them or anything, so you can't really spend time with them. So it's kind of hard.
Kind of hard. Yeah, I know it is. Great answer, my man. Great answer. Ladies, I can't, you know what, your name, Eilena? Why do I have
Alina.
Thank you. You just, when I go like this, I'm trying to say your name, so just say it and I'll mouth it. I'll lip sync your name. Ready on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Alina.
Here, I said it. So what are you most grateful for as having learned to have a new appreciation from this experience?
Grateful to be able to have a home and have a roof over my head and be able to have food and family with me.
Okay. Great answer. Last but not least, Renaya.
I'm grateful to have like my family and my home and just everybody to like support everybody.
Yes.
So that's really what I'm grateful for.
Awesome. Now, I did hear from most of your family members, your parents and stuff, that there's something that you guys want more than anything else in the world right now today, and we're going to try to make that a reality. And there it is up on the screen. I've heard that you guys are all bored and you want your teachers to send more homework. No?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
No.
I swear I heard it. I promise I did. So, okay, well, I don't know who's spreading rumors, but you guys, that's what I heard. Listen, I'm just joking with you guys. I want to let you guys know as we close out here just how proud I am, and I'm sure everyone watching all around the world is of you. Please, for our viewers out there, can you do us a favor? And I'm going to give you some instructions right now to let's show our guests some love. Let's get some hearts up on the screen for these kids. You're very courageous. You're very strong. But I'm going to tell you what you really mean to me and most of the people that have a little bit of brains in their heads is that you give me a sense of encouragement. You give me something to look forward to. I promise you, I get up and when I need something to put a smile on my face, I go and I find the nearest kid. That's because you guys are the future and you're this world's greatest resource. Don't you ever forget it. And thank you so much for getting up early this morning and starting your day by sharing your truths about this thing with the rest of the world. You're great ambassadors and I'm proud to know you. Okay? All right. So, okay. So get, who's got to go to school right now? Only Jordan. His mom is cracking the whip. You guys are getting a lot of love on the screen. Thank you so much. You guys have a great day. God bless you. And stay safe, okay?
Okay.
All right, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Wow. Ooh-wee. Okay, I'm looking because I'm peeking into the green room and I see that our second group are here. Wow. Okay. Woo. I'm so excited. You know, I usually something goes wrong. Let me shut up before I jinx everything. I'm gonna get everybody in here. We're gonna bring in, in case you guys have just joined in, start a watch party, spread it out, share the love, call people, share this show out. Everything you can do to get people here. Do like Olita Adams said way back in the day. I don't care how you get here. Just get here if you can. Maybe I should do a concert in the middle of, oh no, because there's a real singer. Well, I kind of a real singer. I do have an album. But anyway, Callie's here. She's a real singer. We've got, let me tell you who's coming up. I'm going to just bring them in here. Here, get ready, you guys. You're going live right now. There's some. Here they come. There's more. There's another one. And there's another one. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Who's missing? I get. Oh, what? Okay. So maybe I need some homeschooling. You're all here. Hi, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Everybody looks great. Now, these are the older kids. We're getting the older East Coast. or Midwest, everybody that's on the Eastern Standard Time Zone, welcome to the show. I'm going to ask you to go around. We're going to start at the top with the two sisters, Emma and Isabel. Tell everybody who you are, where you live, and what grade you are, and how old you are.
I'm Emma Ripsinski. I live in Michigan and I'm in 11th.
I'm Isabel. I live in Michigan and I'm in 9th grade.
9th grade. Okay. So that's currently, because I know a lot of kids are already saying next year's grade because they know they're not going back to school. So are you in 11th grade actually coming up next year, Emma, or?
No, I'm in it right now and I'm going to senior year next year.
Oh, well, okay. So, and you were using real time as well, Isabel, 9th grade currently?
Mhm.
Okay. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, you're very talkative. I can see I'm gonna have to shut you down because you talk too much. I'm just kidding. Okay, we have two guys next door, Aiden and Matthew. How are you, gentlemen?
Good. Good.
Same question. Where are you at? Who are you? How old are you? And what grade are you in currently?
I'm Matthew. I'm from Michigan, and I'm in 11th grade.
Okay. And how old are you?
17.
17. And the young man next to you?
I'm Aiden. I'm also from Michigan, also in 11th grade, and I'm 17 as well.
All right. Now, Miss Callie has already put her age on the screen. Callie, how are you today? Where you at?
Great. I am from Massachusetts. I'm a junior at Salem State University.
A junior at Salem State. And Zion?
Yeah, I'm Zion. I'm from Toledo, Ohio. I'm 19. I'm a junior, and I go to University of Toledo.
Okay. And you're how old?
19.
And you're a junior?
Yes, sir.
Like I asked you yesterday, I asked you when you graduated high school. When were you? What were you, 12?
17.
It's a good thing I have previously worked with one of the world's foremost life coaches, and my self-esteem is in place, or I'd be feeling pretty intimidated by you right now, but I'm proud of you. Congratulations. Thanks for showing
Thank
up.
you.
Oh Lord. Alyssa or Alyssa?
Alyssa.
Okay, easy. Alyssa, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. And where are you at?
I'm from Michigan and I'm also 17 and then I'm a senior right now.
So wait a minute. So you're supposed to graduate in a few weeks?
I am supposed to graduate on May 28th or something like that.
Do you think it's going to happen?
I'm hoping it's going to happen because it's graduation, but I'm not thinking, I'm kind of concerned about that.
So let me ask you, and all of you, and Callie, you're in college, and Zion, you're in college, and the rest of you are in high school. But I'm gonna start with you, Alyssa, because you're
Yeah.
So that means prom, senior class trip, stuff like spring musicals.
Yeah, actually, we have a winter musical, so we already had ours.
You had your musical. Good for
Yeah,
you.
we
Got
had
that
ours.
out of the way. But then, do you have your cap and gown and stuff already?
So we get cap and gowns in the middle of May, but we've got a lot of other stuff in for graduation, like all of our apparel we've already gotten. And then I run track, so my track season was canceled.
Wow. Now, were you going into college? I mean, I know I've heard that there's kids who haven't even had a chance to go visit the colleges and stuff like that, or they didn't get their stuff in yet, or there's a sport they play, and that had a lot to do with where they were going to go, but now their sport isn't happening.
So I run track, and I'm going to run track in college, and thankfully, because I've been recruited, I had gone to this college a few times, so I already had picked my school. I picked it on the last day we had school, thankfully, so I have that all set up. Yeah.
About the nick of time.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we're going to come back to you because I feel like you have a lot to say about the potential of not walking across that stage. That sucks.
It really does.
I mean, I don't think I could go to sleep every night without not thinking about, oh, please, 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 because it's such a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of my life leading up to this moment, for it to be taken away from me is kind of rough.
That is rough. And that's why we're here today. For those of you who are out there and have just joined us, it's obvious where you're at. You're sitting right inside the living room of today's episode of Bathrobe Moments. And I am your host, Loren Michaels Harris, but the stars today are on the screen sitting next to me. These are 19. These are part of 19. I can count. There are 19 in total. You missed the first group if you just showed up, but there's plenty more coming from all over the United States. These are kids who have something to say about how their lives have been affected during this coronavirus and this pandemic that we're all under the umbrella with right now. Or, as you, a better metaphor, inside the snow globe. So that's the bell when something good is said. We're going to, and let's keep lots of hearts going, you guys. This isn't easy. I don't see any of you all doing it. So, kids, listen, let me ask you a question as a group, and then we're going to go around and let you answer it. I'd like to ask you this. In your opinion, what is the most suckiest thing about this quarantine for each of you so far? A lot of people are going to think it's your social life being ripped away from you, but I know for a fact there's one of you out here who has a brand new significant other that you got together. Why are you grinning, Matt? I didn't say your name. Got a new girlfriend, and then basically haven't even been able to see her because of this thing. That sucks. And I want to know: has anybody broke up with somebody since? Because that's a thing too. Breaking up on Zoom. I read about it. But anyway, we don't have to get into look at him like I'm not going to admit it. I want to know what's the thing that if you could blink your eyes and remove it, what would it be? We're going to start with Zion. Zion, what's the thing that you cannot stand about what's happening?
So I work in a daycare, and I really miss the kids that I work with.
Oh, really?
Like going to school and working. Like every week, I would look forward to going to work to see my little first 1-year-olds, 2-year-olds.
Oh, those little ones bring a lot, don't they?
Yeah, they are. So they are a great bunch.
Zion, is it safe to say that you had no idea they meant so much to you until they were
100%, 100%.
That's the new question. Scratch that old question. The new question is what is the thing that you now have a newfound sense of gratitude for? That thing that you would have never thought it meant so much to you. So Zion, great answer. The little ones. Let's go up to Emma and Isabel. Same question. What is it that you like? Boy, I didn't realize I really loved that so much.
I didn't realize I like spending time with people as much as I do.
Oh, because that's right. Because you're a self-proclaimed, I don't need anybody, kind of stick off to yourself kind of gal, except for your best friend.
Yes.
So now you've learned that maybe you need interaction with people a little more than you previously thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's a great self-realization, if I say so myself. So just don't turn into a party animal. Okay, Sister Emma, what about you?
I think it's just like doing like basic things and being able to see the people I always do, because I'd seen these people every single day of school, and now like I just FaceTime them occasionally. So.
Okay, all right. Aiden and Matthew, same question.
All right. I'm gonna have to say like the same as Isabel. I'm just not getting to see the people that I normally would see every day, and that's pretty much what sucks.
Well, and Matthew.
I definitely agree with like not being able to see my friends, and I haven't worked in like a few months. I'm missing all my coworkers and that at work. And
Oh, that's a good one. How many of you have jobs or had jobs? Okay, so one freeloader in the whole bunch. Nice going, Isabel. Listen, before we go over to Callie, no, go ahead, Callie. Same question.
I would say for me, I'm a performer, I'm a musician. So for me, it's been interesting because I've had to cancel most of my shows, and I love meeting everybody at my shows. There's no greater feeling than looking out into the audience and having people sing your words back to you. So I definitely miss meeting everybody at my shows and all of that. But I think that with everything going on, it's important to be kind and take the time to reach out to those around you and take the time to just be present with yourself. And that's why I've kind of taken time to, refine myself.
Right.
Be present.
Okay, great answer. Thank you. And what year are you in school?
I am a junior.
You're a junior. Okay. So have you talked to any of your friends that are seniors about graduation? How they feeling?
Yeah, my sound engineer is actually a senior. He's walking in May. So, I think it's tough when all the seniors, I'm sorry, I can't say your name.
Who?
Alyssa. Sorry, Alyssa, I know you're graduating, yeah?
Yeah.
To all the other students out there, I think that, I feel for you. I'm sorry you guys are going through this, but congratulations on making it. You guys got through it.
Yeah, thank you.
Right.
On to the next chapter.
Yeah.
On to the next chapter. Boy, I'm glad you can do it because I would have been, I'm telling you what, if I was a senior in high school, because pretty much outside of my wedding, yeah, I mean, shoot. Ooh, I'm thinking that was one of the greatest moments of my life. High school, I mean it. They had to drag me off the stage. I had my little honor cords and stuff, which I didn't realize I was really gonna get them. And yeah, I'm waving at everybody, and yeah. But I'm gonna tell you something too, kids. You know how you're saying, some of you are saying you didn't realize you would miss your friends like you do. That last day when you graduate and everybody sign it. Remember in school when you're signing your yearbooks and all that stuff, and at graduation, you're like, oh, let's get together before summer. Or when you come home for Christmas and all that. Know this. Zion, you know what I'm about to say. You
Yes,
think
sir.
you're going to, but in some cases, I mean, I haven't seen this. I graduated in 1980. So our 40-year, 80, 90, you could do the math. I went to public school. I'm sorry. Sue me. Anyway, in 1980, when I graduated, when it was that day for me, I literally really thought I was going to hook up with all those people again. It didn't happen. So maybe this is one of those things when you do go back and you're back inside your circle of friends and stuff, put things in place to make sure you don't lose each other, because you see how quickly we can lose each other, right? So, Alyssa, oh, I mean, I really feel for you.
Yeah.
I do. Talk about this for a second. Should you not be able to literally walk across the stage and receive your diploma, what will you do to celebrate your achievement and feel like you weren't shortchanged or cheated? Because there's not going to be a do-over.
Yeah. So my parents and I have kind of joked about having our own little graduation ceremony because we obviously paid for the caps and gowns, so we still get to they're still going to give us our caps and gowns and all of our cords and all that. So then we'll go our own little ceremony in the backyard, or we'll go on FaceTime with all my friends and do something that way, just so we don't miss out on as much of the moment. But yeah. And then they said that we will have a ceremony. It's just a matter of when it will happen. But I'm in the Army National Guard, so unfortunately I'm gonna leave for basic training.
Well, thank you for your service in advance.
Yeah, I'm glad I can. But yeah, so unfortunately there's a chance that I'll be gone. They've already planned a bunch of stuff for the next school year and I'll be gone for it. So that's kind of challenging, but yeah.
There's a lot of stuff out on the table. Now you guys, and I know why Amanda is not here, because anybody listening, including Amanda, come in at 9:20 with the next group. Because when it said we could have 6 people, I forgot to count myself. I already told you, public school in the dark ages. So next question is, and I want to go around and we'll wrap up the thing by going around one by one. This is the thing I asked the other group, I'm going to ask you too. If I were to use a mute button, if I had a mute button that could shut the mouths of everyone on the planet, and they were forced to listen to you, each of you, how would you spend that time? What would you say to the world? What do you think we need to do to get through this? The little one said, keep your butt at home, stay at home, which a lot of adults are not doing. I want to know what you guys feel. We'll start with you, Callie, and move across the bottom of the screen. Zion, you're next. Alyssa, Aiden, and Matthew, and then we'll wrap it up with Emma and Isabel. Go ahead, Callie.
I think the best thing you can do, follow the little one's example. Stay home, but be kind. Check in with your neighbors. Doesn't mean you got to shake their hand. Check in with somebody you haven't spoken to in a while. Show them your friendly smile. I guarantee it'll make their day. It'll make your day better, and it'll just make the world kind of grow faster. It won't go back to normal, but it might grow into a more bolder, funner, confident, happy place.
Yes, be kind. Writing that down. Great answer. Zion, what say you?
I would say this is a once in a lifetime event. So you're never going to have this much free time again. So use it to be productive. And like Callie said, reach out to someone you haven't spoken to, that a connection that you wish you would have rekindled, or really spend this time to work, because you're not going to have a time like this when you have as much freedom as we do now, even though we're constrained to our houses.
Right.
So,
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Zion.
So I would say yes, follow all the rules and orders that are put in place by our elected officials. But just because we can't go outside doesn't mean you can't live your life.
Amen to that. There you go. There you go. From the mouths of babes. Okay, Alyssa.
So I would say we're all missing out. So just like don't kind of freak out and understand that everyone's missing something. And then kind of utilize what you do have though. Like talk to everyone that you haven't talked to, like Callie said. Like we have so much technology, so just utilize it.
Utilize it for more than games and this and the other. Get in there and build a bridge between you and the things that mean the most.
Exactly.
To you. Amen. Hallelujah. Okay. Aiden and Matthew.
I would say definitely, stay home, stay safe. If you do go out, follow all the precautions needed. Don't let this whole pandemic get your hopes down.
Okay. Awesome. Stay home. Keep it locked down. Aiden, how about you?
Follow the guidelines. Don't go out like often, and if you ever do need to go out, take the precaution, wear a mask, gloves, anything that keeps you safe. But mostly just try to have as much fun as you can in your house.
Aiden, you've been working out?
No.
Kind of looks like you have been. And by the way, I just want to say, Aiden and Emma, you both happen to be single. I saw how y'all were looking across the screen at each other. I'm just saying. I didn't miss that. A little blushing going on the screen. Look at Aiden. He ain't got no problem with it. Yeah. So, thank you guys for your answers. I'll let you gather yourself, Emma. Isabel, what about you?
I guess it's just stay home. When you're staying home, you're saving people's lives. So just stay home. Stop being.
Stay home. Yeah, that seems to be the consensus. And Emma.
Everybody knows it sucks and everybody wants to leave their house, but the more you keep going out, ignoring the quarantine order, the longer it's just going to be.
That's right. That's right. If we want it to end, we have to do the hard thing and stay at home until they can do. Let me ask. I asked the other kids, and I was shocked that little Jordan, he's lost 3 family members to COVID-19, and his grandmother had it, but she recovered. So 4 people that he knew, 3 passed away, 1 made it through. By a show of hands, how many of you know someone who has tested positive or know some family who has lost someone to this virus? Show of hands. All of you. Wow. Now, a few weeks ago, I know, and I can do that too. I should have raised mine. But isn't it crazy how a few weeks ago, I wouldn't have been able to raise my hand, right? And now how every day it just keeps compounding. This is why it was so important for you all to come on, and I want to thank each and every one of you for being a great example of what a true youth ambassador is. Like I was saying to the other kids, the big people in the White House and the governors and all these other people, yeah, they got the hoses filling up the pool, but you guys are the ones who are going to have to swim in that pool. And today, you spoke even for a few minutes to the world and let them know what temperature you want that water to be. It is your world, it's your future. We're just happen to be visiting it. That's how I feel about it. So I just want to thank you guys for being the great examples you are. Share this out. Let's get it out and let other kids know that it's going to be okay. And because you said so. Thank you so much. You guys have a great day. God bless you all and stay safe.
Bye.
You too.
Bye, everybody. Okay. So that was our second group. I hope Amanda heard me and will come inside of this next group. In case you joined, welcome to the show. My name is Loren Michaels Harris. I'm your host of Bathrobe Moments, this 90-minute special, which is entitled Forgotten Voices, the Youth of the Coronavirus. We just finished the East Coast, and now we're moving into, as I flip my show schedule, I am moving into the Central Standard Time Zone, where we have kids coming in. Oh, good. Amanda's here from the other one. Good. I'm glad you. Good. Amanda's from the East Coast, but I had too many people in there. So I'm waiting now. Let's see. It's 8:21. We're a few minutes early. but I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys just talk to you for a second about how we're doing this. Please, if you've been listening, you see that we're hearing great stuff from these kids. They have a lot of insight. It's important, even if, it's just important that they were respected enough, I believe, that we thought it was important enough to ask them, is there anything you have to say? I know when I was a kid, it was like everybody talked around me, looked around me, dealt around me, and no one really ever asked me. I had one caseworker, a social worker, when I was in the foster system. And some of you know my story, 22 different mothers. And it was Anne, who always saw me, who always took me off and sat me down and looked across from me, eye to eye, knee to knee, and heart to heart, and would ask me, is there anything on your mind? And I can't even begin to tell you how important that was for me, not only when I was a kid, but as I grew out and I wanted to find that inner kid and keep him with me. Because every one of us, the example of who we were at every age, those are the shoulders we stand on today. And kids need to understand that they are everything that they have to say is important, and that we feel that, and we're going to take the time and we're going to listen. I see my next group is in, so I'm not going to waste any time. I'm just going to get them in here. Thank you. I'm so glad Amanda's here. And look at Zion. He just don't want to leave. Let me see. I want to make sure I get him. Okay. It says kick from studio. I'm kicking. Okay. Bam. Zion just got the boot. Okay, here they come. This is the Central Standard Time Zone, you guys, which means they're somewhere in the same time zone as me. I told you, public school, y'all. I can't help it. Amanda's here. Alex is here. Taylor is here. Caden and I want to say Jorha, because I think that your second J is an H. That's from one semester that I dropped out of in the middle of the semester of Spanish in 8th grade. But I do remember that the J's are H's. So you're going to have to correct me. Welcome, everybody. How are you?
Hello.
Good. Welcome, Central Time Zone. And I apologize, Amanda. You're really the East. But like I said, when it said you could have 6 people, I said, oh, good. There's 6 of them. I forgot to count myself.
It's okay.
So, senior moment. But thank you for hanging around. And you're in your peer group here. So what we're going to do is, everybody looks great, too. Okay. We have a brother-sister duo, but we see they got their own worlds. Caden's in his room, and I see his. Say your name for me.
Georgia.
Oh, I've heard your mom say your name a million times, but I picked GE like the town. I mean,
it's like the state. It's just everybody thinks it looks different. So, but it's the same.
Public school, Georgia is a state, not a town. Don't follow anything I have to say. So we're gonna go around the group and let you introduce yourselves. This is a smaller group, so and I'm glad it's that way. I purposely kept it lower as far as participants, because you guys are a little older. You're having some real life experiences. And I wanted you all to have a chance to let the world know what you're feeling. So Amanda, you're 22. You're graduating from college.
Yes.
To talk about that, where are you from, and what college is this, and what was your major? What is your major?
I'm from Philly, PA. I'm going to Rosemont College. My major is English.
Okay.
Supposed to be graduating.
Yes, we're going to talk about that today. Okay, 22 years old. Alex, and he put his whole name, and probably, I think this is the brand. Alexander, how are you? Tell everybody what you do, where you're at, and how old you are.
For sure. I'm doing all right. I'm 21. I am studying at School of the Art Institute. My major is graphic design and printmaking, but, I dabble in a whole bunch of other stuff like sculpture and photography. And I was meant to be in Paris doing my study abroad, but, that got cut short, unfortunately.
Because of this?
Yeah.
We're going to come back to that one. Well, thank you for being here. And then, yes, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, yeah. Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to go down to Taylor.
How you doing?
Going 19. Woo. Taylor, is that hair on purpose?
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to break the record.
Yeah. So Taylor, you also are a college student, and you're quarantining in where your school is at, right?
Yeah. So I'm from St. Petersburg, Florida. Yeah, I'm actually not allowed to come home because my mom is immune compromised, so I'm stuck here on campus. I go to UWF. I study business administration and a minor in entrepreneurship. And yeah,
In the University of West Florida.
Yeah.
Okay, and your mom and your family are where in Florida?
They are in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Okay, and are you still actually on campus?
Yeah, so I actually got permission to stay. They actually kicked everybody else out, but I just told them that I didn't have anywhere else to go, and they let me stay until May 2nd, and then I got to figure it out from there.
Ooh, that's like those Freddy Krueger movies where only a couple dummies go to the camp. You know what I mean? The camp's been closed for 20 years. And let's go up and reopen the camp this weekend. I'm saying because no one's walking around campus. So
yeah,
you
it's
have the entire campus
empty.
to yourself?
Completely empty.
Pretty empty.
Yep.
Ooh. Okay, we're going to talk about that. Caden, where are you? How old are you? And welcome.
Hi, I'm Caden Sanilla. I'm 16. I'm a sophomore for Naperville North High School in Naperville, Illinois. And I'm in photography, and I do football and track and field.
Okay, so sports. We're going to talk about that. In Georgia?
My name's Georgia. I'm 13. I'm just in public school, 8th grade, and I just like to bake, I guess.
You like to bake. I'm glad
Yeah.
I know that now. I'll put in an order right after this show. So I just we're going to go around now. Who has something that they just want to get off their chest about this virus and how it's affected their life? So I don't have to ask you a question. You just can roll with it. Anybody?
But we can get to that later. We can start with something.
Okay, because we have some time here. We have until 8:45. So let's get to it. Let's start with Amanda. Amanda, just take a couple minutes and tell everybody what it feels like. Did you ever think that your graduation day would not come? I mean, well, you know, I don't mean that math test that you were worried about, but you know what I'm saying, that all of this stuff would happen. What's it feel like to you? Do you feel cheated potentially? Because you still could walk. We don't know.
If it were different circumstances, I might feel cheated, but like I understand why this is happening. Like I relate to Taylor a little bit. My dad is a lung transplant patient, so I would not have the option of going out regardless of this. Like even during flu season, I had to like warn my professors and my bosses, like, listen, if I have to take a few days, it's because I need to be home resting. I can't really be around my dad until I'm better. So like I get why this is happening.
Okay, so you were already versed in this before it happened somewhat.
Yeah.
So what's the one thing that you feel you miss the most?
Seeing my friends. This is my senior, like my last semester, and I commute to school, so I get the opportunity to go and see my friends at other schools because I don't have to worry about like long drives or anything. And I don't know when I'll see those people again, if I'll get to see them again, you know, like anytime soon. So it really sucks.
That's true, because if you guys were to forego the actual ceremony, kids are going to go off into life and you may never. I get it. Okay, Alexander, same question. What's the thing that you regret the most so far?
Well, I wish I could be in Paris right now, you know, enjoying myself and, you know, working on my projects. I miss being in the studio. That's like where I spend most of my time. That's where I thrive. And that's been the most difficult thing for me, is trying to find a way to continue working, continue being productive, and, you know, fulfilling what's expected of me from school and making sure I get those credits. There's like so much up in the air and so much uncertainty that it's really difficult. A lot of my plans got thrown out the window and I just have to adapt to it now.
Right. And it's not like the sort of thing where you say, okay, well, I'm going to have a contingency plan just in case, those normal things we do, because who could have seen this coming? No one.
Right.
So, okay. So a little bit of frustration in there.
Yeah, definitely.
I get it.
And majority of what I pay for at school is access to resources and equipment and studios. You know, pay upwards of $40,000 a year for that kind of stuff. And, you know, you have administration that gets paid hundreds of thousands of dollars in salary, and we're not getting any kind of refund or assurance that we're going to get refunds or anything. And it's not just me that's being affected by this, but students all over the country who are trying to get money back, and they're not getting what they expected to, when they paid for it. And it's just really unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. And I was talking to somebody last week about this, and I was like, well, what about student loans and stuff like that, and the things that you're speaking about? Have you heard anything about any kind of bailout thing for people like you students?
No, and I don't have a lot of hopes given the administration that we're dealing with here. I mean, they're useless. This administration is pretty much useless. I'm not expecting them to roll out with any kind of bailout for students or try and help us, because I mean, I know what they care about, and it's profit margins. So
wow, okay, and I got to ring the bell on that. Taylor, I saw you shaking your head in agreement. What say you?
I mean, I agree. We all paid for everything that college comes with, and the biggest struggle for me really is that I am really terrible at online classes, and I went from having like straight A's to having borderline, C's, and I'm taking some really hard classes. So me learning face to face with my professors, that really helps me out. And because we pay tuition, I feel like we should have the full experience, but because of the virus, we can't. And so I think that's like the biggest thing for me is I'm like, borderline of failing like one of my hardest classes,
Wow.
just because it's online.
Wow, I would have never thought about that. The face-to-face versus the e-learning kind of thing. Wow. Okay, thank you for that. Caden?
For me personally, I would have to agree with Amanda and just seeing people just in general, such as like friends. I mean, for all of you being in college and having to deal with student loan debt and stuff like that, I feel pretty bad for you all. But for me, I just had struggles personally, and I know my friends have always wanted to connect and so forth. And this e-learning / remote learning type of Zoom call is just a little strange to us all at this point right now.
And thank you. Ringing the bell on that. Georgia?
For me, really, what I miss about like school is, of course, my friends. But the thing is, the week as we left, the week after, we were supposed to do the school musical. So our school musical was canceled, and I was in that, which is very sad. All of my friends didn't like that. And just being on e-learning, it's like it's not the same face to face because like everybody is confused. The teachers don't know what's happening. Everybody's just like, I don't know, and you're trying to get just answers to questions that they can't, like, you're just lost.
So everybody, I guess it's pretty safe to say we can all agree that it sucks when things are in limbo.
Yeah.
Kind of like if you were in a spaceship and there's no gravity, you're just kind of like bouncing and floating all over the place, with no place to land. I get it. And with your age group, I can see another layer of frustration because you're kind of right in the middle. You know what I mean? You're in that you're ready to launch yourself into the thing that you want to do for the rest of your lives and all this, but then the little ones, they're at home and they get playtime and stuff. It's like, no big deal, bedtime stories, this and the other. But it's a very real world to all of you. Now, my next question is, well, first of all, can I see from a show of hands, is anybody here dating? Okay, Amanda. Okay. Taylor, he can't raise his hand because then the 5 girls are going to say, how come you didn't say my name? I already see. He's like, I am not going there. So I want to ask the next question is, what is the strangest behavior you've witnessed since this thing began? It could go anywhere, but it could be something that you were like, is that really who we are? Or, wow, that's kind of nice. For instance, I'll give you 2 examples. The craziness associated with, what do you call that? Fear buying or whatever, when people like go getting all the toilet paper, or something really cool, like here in Illinois, I think it's around the country, where kids are doing the chalk art, leaving those messages of encouragement out on the sidewalks. Really helped me get over the hump the first couple of weeks. So what is the strangest, or what kind of behavior have you seen? Either something you couldn't stand or something that you're like, now that's cool. We'll start with you, Georgia.
Well, I've been seeing a lot of the chalk art on like sidewalks when I ride my bike. But other than like everybody going a little crazy in the head because they're inside all day and not seeing friends, I would just say I like seeing everybody outside, because usually it's just a lot of cars and nobody's outside experience like being with family or anything. So it's
Right.
really cool to see everybody just like outside riding bikes with their family, or just, you know, not being inside all day on electronics.
Okay, great answer. Amanda, let's pop up to you.
I feel like the weirdest thing is when we were all let out from like school and work to stay home, people took it as an opportunity to go out more. And I saw people who I don't ever see go out start going out. I'm like, what's the matter? Like, that was not the point of this at all.
Oh, so the people that were not social distancing and just started, yeah. We had a big deal here in Chicago about that, but our mayor wasn't having it. She shut it down. So, okay, Alex.
Well, I read this article a few days ago by this French sculptor Christian Boltanski, and he's describing life in Paris these days. And all over France, it's way different than it is here, where any moment where you want to go outside, you have to sign a piece of paper declaring what you can do. And you have 5 options. You can go for work, go for medical emergencies, you can go to the grocery store, you can go for sport by yourself, and some other one. And he's describing like jogging shoes and leggings and your dog as like these passports that allow you to go outside, and how people in the street now feel this kind of tension in between each other, where people go out of their way to cross the street and avoid crossing paths in order to keep themselves safe, and even like looking each other in the eye. It feels like as our eyes are now a vehicle to transmit the disease as well, and not just our mouths.
That's a great point. I experienced that personally back at the beginning, where it was like there was like no social protocol. I didn't care because I was the last one to put on the I wear it now though, my little bandana and stuff. But even that, when I grew into what was necessary, but now I see people are starting. We noticed a couple weekends ago when we did our walk, people were going out of their way now because they've kind of relaxed into it. And we're saying, hey, how are you? But at first, you're right, Alex, absolutely. Eyes were averting. People, Brian, my husband, we were walking one day. He was walking. Some days we go together, some days separately. And we always compare stories if we go separately. And he said the lady saw him coming and just turned around and took off like she was in the 50-yard dash. Like she was on fire or something, ran the opposite direction. And I'm like, well, and then also too, how do you think I felt and I posted it on my social media when I went into the bank with a red bandana, some sunglasses on, this hat. Do you think I in my entire life would have ever thought I could do that as a black man, as any man, and live to tell about it? The times, they are a-changing. So, Taylor.
The strangest thing I think that I've noticed about the quarantine and stuff is just how people act and how people treat you. Like I've been to the grocery store, and I actually do Postmates driving, and that's how I'm making my money since I lost my job. And people are like really weird, like they're not as friendly. And like I get it, but people like you said, they just act weird, and it's just like a less friendly environment, when you go to the grocery store, because everybody is kind of like on their toes and freaking out. And, when you leave, it's like not enjoyable to be out, in the world anymore because everybody's always freaked out.
That's a great point. It's a different experience when you do go out. So it's kind of like, even though, I go out when I have to, but you're right. It's because I'm the person, the grocery store, that's an essential. But before, the grocery store was like the nightclub for me. I knew everybody. I'm not kidding. Seriously. No one goes to the grocery store with me because I'm in there for a couple hours. I'm all back in the meat department. I know all of them, and we're sitting down. Right. And so the guy in the wine thing is taking me back in the storeroom. Look at what we got in. I know, it's pretty sad. That's my social life. I didn't realize that until just now. Oh crap. But anyway, good thing I'm married to a therapist. So I get it. And Taylor, being one of those drivers and stuff. So what's the rudest thing someone has done? I scared him off. He'll come back. Well, you know, I mean, he's a Postmates driver. Can you imagine? Just leave it out on the curb. You know what I'm saying? Right. So let me ask you guys this as we go through the last round here. And Alexander, I'm going to invite you to stay in the next group, if you would, because of the dual country thing. I want to talk more about that. But you, Georgia and Caden, if you had some advice that you would want the world to hear, like I was telling the other groups, if I had a button and I could mute everybody so that they couldn't talk for just a couple seconds, and they were forced to listen to you, what would you tell them? What advice would you give people so we can get through this thing and get on with the course of living? Caden, you go first.
I would truly put it towards, I understand we have our certain freedoms and rights that we want to go out and do certain things. And at this point, we have our free time that we like it because there's no school, work's all at home now. But I would truly just stay inside and keep social distancing and make sure you're wearing masks and protective clothing when going out into public areas.
Okay, awesome. Georgia, same question.
I would just say, like, keep yourself clean, like washing your hands and everything, and like not trying to touch your face. But also, you just staying home all day. You just don't want to smell bad, Caden. Sorry.
Oh,
because it's like you're still human, so you don't want to be like ruining everything, like smelling horrible. You're living in trash. So.
Where did he go again? He keeps popping off. It's probably because they've shut down. I'm talking about Taylor. Thank you, Georgia. Thank you for that. Taylor keeps popping off. It's probably because they have minimal what do you call it? 5G or whatever in his door, because no one's supposed to be there. I think that's what's going on. So in conclusion, we have 3 minutes on this round left. Question. What do you think the most important thing we can all do right now? What's the most important thing we can do right now? Amanda?
Stop being selfish, I guess. I feel like people are super focused on like having their freedoms and, you know, like living life as they would normally because they don't feel that this pandemic, keyword pandemic, is a problem. But I mean, it is. There's other people to think about. You may not care about it, but there's a lot of other people who do. And who are you to infringe upon what they care about just because you want to go out?
Amanda, do you think that they're going to open up communities too soon, or should we wait?
I think we should wait. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's a reason to open up right now. I mean, numbers aren't realistically showing that anything is slowing. I mean, yeah, it's slowing down very minimally, but I mean, there was a burst of people in the country who just went back to beaches. So, I mean,
right.
Numbers pretty soon.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you for that. Alexander, what are your thoughts?
I don't know. Take care of yourself and take care of your family. There's only so much that we can do, and there's a lot of shit that's going on that's out of our control.
Right.
So then, you know, sometimes it's easy to get caught up in stuff that causes anxiety that's out of your control, and this, you know, there's no reason to beat yourself up over shit like that. I say that also for myself. You know, there's a lot of anxiety that I've been feeling because of everything that's been going on.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you have to realize that there's only so much that you can do.
That's right. That's right. Thank you for that. Georgia, outside of Caden taking a shower once or twice a month, what do you think we can do?
Like everybody else is saying, just like stay home. And everybody is dealing with stress. So I would say like try to do meditation. A lot of people are like trying to do like being okay or finding like their third eye or something. So
Great answer. Self-care. First time today we've heard that. Caden, wrap it up for us.
I would agree with my sister. Just health and mental care in general.
And showers.
Hold on.
You're going to pay, Georgia. You're going to pay. I want to thank each and every one of you. And Alex, like I said, if you feel like it, if you have time, like to stay over. There's some other things I want to get out that you can speak to. Listen, all of you. Amanda, congratulations on your graduation. Caden and Georgia, thank you for coming in and repping my home town right here, Naperville. Thank you so much. And thank you for stepping up, all of you. You could have done anything else you wanted to in the world this morning, but you decided to come and share your life, your thoughts, and your hopes and dreams and fears with us. And that means the world to us. Thank you so much, and stay safe.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, everybody. So we are about to bring in our last group, and we're going to have Alexander stay around. I see Carson is here. Carson Peterson, all the way from what part of California are you in, Carson?
Ventura, California, so LA kind of area.
Okay, Ventura. And Carson, everybody, if he looks familiar, or if you smell some aroma of something wonderful wafting in the background, that's because Carson was one of the cast members of season 2 of Top Chef Junior, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm so grateful to have you. And you two, Alex and Carson, get ready because you're about to be upstaged.
Oh.
Little Lennon, our youngest person of the day, just turned 4. Happy birthday, Lennon.
Happy birthday.
Yes. And Lennon is nothing to play with. You know, he's got his own show on Symposium where he's talking to other toddlers about COVID-19 and all these things. I'm so glad you're here. Lennon, is that your birthday stuff behind you? Are those your balloons?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a birthday party that lasted 3 days.
I got something to show you.
Show it to me.
All right.
Oh, you
It's early for him. It's 6 something in the morning.
Oh, the Home Alone stuff.
Oh, all your Home Alone stuff. Yes, it's his favorite movie, and they decorated the entire
Paper, Home Alone sign, and the Home Alone sign.
Okay.
Home Alone sign. Oh, wow.
And
I-
Bob the Dolphin.
Okay, come back down.
Yes. Thank you for being here, and happy birthday. Happy birthday. A round of applause.
Hold on. Now it's my turn to talk.
So, you guys, I'm going to start with Lennon real quick. And Lennon, your mommy was telling me that you've been having bad dreams, right? Yeah. And that when your mom goes to grandma's house and to put stuff, to drop off stuff for grandma, it's scary for you, right? Why?
All the germs.
Yeah, the germs.
You're scared of the germs.
Yeah, so he's scared. And mom
As he sneezes all over the computer.
Speaking of germs, I love that you brought your own
germs to the party.
Yeah. So mom, kind of help out here. How far inside this quarantine or pandemic or COVID-19 or just this thing, the bubble we're under, how far inside did Lennon start experiencing the nightmares?
After. Probably maybe like a week or 2 into it. I think it's just, like a change of everything. I'm a small business owner, so I'm constantly on the go, and now he has me all the time, which is great. But we have, Lennon's a smart kid, so we had a really real talk with him about what's going on. Sorry, he wants to be the center of attention.
That's okay. He's 4. I remember that. And, I'm really grateful to have Lennon here today because, I have on the screen with us today Alexander, who is an art student now back in Chicago, but studying in Paris. And then we have Carson. Carson, an up-and-coming everything, a chef from Chef. What is it again? Top Chef Junior, season 2. And then we have Lennon. And the thing about it is this is great because it shows us the entire, span pretty much of who this affects and who has something to say about it. I would have never thought that a 4-year-old, well, Lennon, you were 3 when we first started talking, that it really is a big part of his life. Alexander, the frustration that you experience with the rug of dreams being pulled out from underneath you. And then you, Carson. So, Carson, you're 13? You're 15?
15, yeah.
15. So you're in what grade?
I'll be a sophomore next year.
How has this affected your life out? I mean, including your social life since this happened. What's the worst thing?
You know, there's like a social stigma that's placed on my generation, especially, and it's a stigma that says we're glued to our screens, and you know that face-to-face sociality isn't something that we're capable of. And the coronavirus has done two things. It's made it more so in people's minds. People believe it more so now. And the second thing, it's almost become more of a reality because the closest thing to face talking we get is things like this, these broadcasts. And like I think especially like right now in high school is a time where people like find who they are. Like for me, I'm finding who I am as a person and who I'm going to be, you know, years in the future. And if being glued to your screens is part of our lives, it's going to stay with us for, you know, those years to come. So I hope after this is all over, we can break away from this kind of cycle and get back to those face-to-face interactions that I think are like part of being human.
That's a great point because well, you answered the first question, which was how do you think social interaction is being changed? So do you think it is changing? Do you think that I mean, now everybody's running to Zoom and everybody's having to do the thing that they're like, look at them over there. That family out at dinner, not even talking to each other, which is true. I've seen it too. And it is, you know, sometimes I just shake my head. But now that we're all forced to go that route, and Alexander, you can chime in on this too. How do you think that social interaction is being changed because of this pandemic?
I think it's going to be some time, even after this is passed, that people are still going to carry the habits that they've picked up during the virus. People are still going to be scared for a while to spread germs. But I really hope that things can go back to how they used to be.
How they used to be? You don't. Yeah. So you think there will be a new normal?
For some time, at least, until people forget about it and get comfortable being outside again. But it's going to take time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, fear is something that's going to take some time to push aside.
To push aside. That's true. Hey, Lennon, let's unmute Mom. Let's unmute for a second. And so what about Lennon and his play dates coming to a screeching halt? Because he's an only child, correct?
Yes, and he goes to preschool, so it was really hard in the beginning for him to, and he's a very, very outgoing personality, and so it was really hard for him asking every day if he can go back to school. He misses his teacher, and when people did come by to drop off, whether it be milk or, you know, a bag of oranges or drop off a gift for Lennon, it was hard for him to social distance. So
yes, you know, I experienced that at the beginning, and it broke my heart when one of the I was picking up something from a food place where, you know, everybody was sitting in the parking lot, and then when one person would come out, somebody would go in, and then one of my neighbors was next door at the Ace Hardware, and her daughter came running up to me, and I had to go, stop.
Yeah.
You know, because kids, you know, they're just fearless. And that was really the look on her face when that happened.
Yeah, that happened to actually last week when his dad, my husband, came home from work. We have a whole routine. He comes through the back. We leave out some clothes, a towel, and he goes straight to the shower. We disinfect everything he touches because he goes into people's homes all day. So Lennon knows that, but for some reason he just forgot because he's 4, and he ran over to him with his arms open saying, "Daddy," and we both kind of just like, you know, nature just screamed like, "Stop," and it scared him, and and then he went and cried in the corner and said he just wanted to hug his dad. And so it just messed with him for like a good 15-20 minutes until we had to explain to him again why we do what we do.
Wow.
That was sad.
That's pretty powerful. That's pretty powerful. Wow. So moving to the next question. I'd like to know what all of you are doing to stay mentally and physically healthy. We'll start with you, Carson.
Well, I've got to say, I only have a little sister and my mom and dad in the house, and I'm going a little stir crazy, you know. And I know people have more relatives and more siblings in a household than I do. And I found that what makes me like want to pull my hair out is like repeating the same thing day in and day out. The kind of behaviors: waking up, eating breakfast, watching TV, going on the phone, going on the computer. Maybe you go outside once a day, but it's just repeating it over and over. And so I've been able to find variance in my life with the things I love to do, which cooking. I love to do cooking. On Symposium at Top Chef Carson, I'm hosting chef talks on Sundays where people can come talk to me about, you know, anything culinary or even not culinary if they just want to talk to me about being on the show. And May 10th, I'm going to be having a Mother's Day special. And it's like things like that where I can kind of break away from that cycle that I'm in to, you know, stay sane and, you know, happy.
Great answer. Great answer. I'll be watching that over on Symposium. I'm on there. And so is Lennon. Lennon has something over on Symposium too that he's offering. We'll talk about that. Alexander, what are you doing to keep yourself sane? I know you're an artist, so I assume you dive into creativity, but what else? What's it look like for you?
Now that the weather's been getting better, I've been spending more time outside in the yard sketching, and I've been building up a studio space in the house where I can, you know, spend some time away from the family in my own space and, you know, get back into a kind of rhythm. But it's been really difficult because a lot of my practice revolves around, you know, translating experiences that I have, you know, interactions and stuff like that. So like a main source of my creativity has been cut off from me. So I've been trying to find different source of inspiration, from reading to, you know, maybe more self-reflection, stuff like that, and trying to, you know, make the best of the resources that I have here, and trying to, you know, work around the limitations that I have.
Right. Awesome. Tommy?
Yes.
How do you well, I already know how you stay physically and mentally together, because you got a built-in gym inside of your body. You know, it keeps you moving.
Yeah.
But what about for him? Does he like, is there just like a big powder keg of energy all the time?
Yeah. We've been making it fun, and so I think my second calling was being a preschool teacher, but we've been taking some lessons and learning about different things, and you know, we learned Lennon loves music. He's a little musician, so yesterday was, you know, Prince Day, so we learned about Prince all day long, and we danced to Prince albums all day, and so we just kind of, you know, obviously his name is Lennon, so he loves the Beatles. So we try to incorporate music, and we do we'll YouTube some like little kids hip hop classes, and we cook together. So every day I'm like 2 a.m. on Pinterest trying to find out what we're going to do for tomorrow.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Looking forward so that we can stay moving forward. Great stuff. Final question, and then Lennon's gonna sing us out today with his, you see, he went and got his guitar and stuff. He already knew he was performing. He's like, don't forget, you know. So final question, you guys, how can we stay positive during the coronavirus? And then this is the one where I'm going to give you the I mute the world so they can't talk. All they can do is listen, and whatever you say right now, they have to hear. What would that be? Alexander, what's your final thought?
I mean, I'll say again what I said before, is just take care of yourself and your family. I think that's the most important thing.
Family.
Keep yourself mentally and physically healthy, and, you know, your family is like the most important thing that you got. And, you know, stay close with your friends. You gotta just stick together in these times and like ride through it. Stay positive.
Amen. Awesome. And I want to thank you, Alexander, for sticking around and for coming today and sharing your thoughts with everyone. I really appreciate you, man. Carson?
You know, my heart goes out to people like Jordan who have lost loved ones and people that are hurting financially. But I think it's really important to see a positive and look for opportunity in this. And for example, like I found opportunity in the two things that drive me and, like, you know, light a fire in me, and those are rowing and cooking. I've seized these opportunity that the coronavirus has almost given me to work on my passions. I get to work on creating and letting my imagination and my passion work together to create, you know, beautiful things. I'm sure Alexander can relate with me on that, that kind of artistry level. And then on my rowing side, my coach is hosting Zoom meetings every day where we get on our rowing machines, we put those miles in, and I've been able to find that opportunity, that light in that dark tunnel to, you know, keep going, and so that I come out of this pandemic better than I came into it.
Double one on that one. That is great. You're a great kid. Both of you, including, and also Lennon. Thank you all. I'm gonna excuse you guys so I can blow the screen up and let Lennon take us out in a big, big way. Thank you all. Thank you too. Thank you, Carson. Thank you, Alex. God bless and stay safe, you guys.
Thank you. Have a good day.
So Lennon. Lennon, are you ready to sing for us and give us a happy song? Okay, so I'm going to take myself out and I'm just going to sit over here on the side. Lennon, go ahead and take us out, and thank you. You're my favorite 4-year-old. I want you to know that, okay?
Okay, let me get the song ready. Hold on. Okay, ready?
Thanks for watching, everybody. Share, share, share.
Take my horse to the old town road, ride you can take my horse to the old town road, ride you can horse is in the back. Tell me nothing.
Yay. Yay.
Yay.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You're great. Will you sign when you have an album, will you sign one for me? Can I get your autograph, Lennon?
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, happy birthday to you again, and thank you for coming on here, little man, and sharing yourself with the world. We love you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Okay. I'll see you soon. Thank you, Mom. Thanks, Tommy, for bringing him in.
Bye. You're welcome.
Bye. Thank you. Well, you guys, I took us over for just a couple minutes, but it was well worth it. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for joining us here today on Bathrobe Moments as we shared with you the thoughts and some of the voices of 19 kids from across the country who have something to say. And the reason we did this today was to remind ourselves and help us to remind others that our kids should never become invisible to us. They're always there, and they are the future. Everything, every decision we make, every plan we execute should have their best interest at heart, and they should always come first. So the next time you want to, or you see someone that has a scowl on their face, or they're doing something that's just not nice, you know, just think about, find a kid and remind them of what they should be. And we're going to be okay. I'm Loren Michaels Harris. I want to thank you so much for joining me here on this special edition of Bathrobe Moments, Forgotten Voices, the Youth of the Coronavirus. Please share it out. You never know who we can help with this. It was a great day, and I thank you. We couldn't have done it without you. Join me tomorrow morning when my guest will be Scott Gain, doing a securities expert. Going to talk about some things in the back scenes of what's going on in the world with all kinds of things, pandemic related. Let's put it that way. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day and be safe. Bye now.